Shalom. Let's check it, see if he's back in there. Bear with me. Just trying to get a good connection. Connection. Are we in there? Nice. All right, Shalom. Shalom, Shalom. I'm the brother ICR with Jim in Charlotte. And before we get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Barak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, get right into this thing. On the go. Crazy day. But anyway, wanted to bring this out on the computer, but it's all good. We'll just go through it real quick. Like I said, it was on the go. I pray that this quick lesson is edifying. Let's get right to it. All right, so saw this earlier. All right, it's on the headlines right now. All right, this is from the Independent independent.co.uk. All right, so this is out. This came out earlier. I believe it came out yesterday or today, right? Yeah. So it says here in the headlines. So I wanted to just kind of bring this out. More dealing with the prophetic times, news and prophecy. As we always touch on. Again, the independent.co.uk says Billionaire Palantir co-founder. Here we go. Billionaire Palantir co-founder calls for the return of public hangings to show, quote, masculine leadership in America. All right, check that out. Billionaire Palantir co-founder calls for the return of public hangings to show, quote, masculine leadership in America. All right, so you already know what's up, man. All right, I thought this was interesting here. So it says, he quotes, it says, if I'm in charge later, we won't just have a 3 strikes law. We will quickly try and hang men after 3 violent crimes. Lonsdale wrote on X. All right, so he had a Twitter rant. This is this billionaire co-founder of Palantir. This is what he said. He wants to bring back public hangings. All right, now before we read on this article, I was just thinking about something. This is the same thing that Trump was talking about in his first term, right? Give me 1 second. Trump said the same thing, right? And look who's behind him in the cabinet. All of these technocrats, right? So I'm just looking for an article real quick. We'll go back to that one. I just want to make a point. All right, because he was talking about, I had the article pulled up on my laptop, but he was all for it. Let me see if I can pull it up real fast. Bear with me. All right, yeah, so I got it pulled up here in the AI overview, right, and just hitting the points before we go back to the first article here. But it talks about Trump and the death penalty. It says past reports from 2023 indicated that Trump had privately misused about bringing back execution by firing squads, hangings, and guillotines. So they're saying that he privately mused about bringing this back, right? But it's in the forefront. This is in the forefront of his first term, all right? Bringing back executions by firing squads, hangings, and guillotine, and had also discussed the idea of group or televised executions, right? So now fast forward to what this guy is saying, the co-founder of Palantir, he's saying the same thing. They're all on board with public executions. This is what this administration wants to bring. So again, back in the first article here from the Independent, right? Billionaire Palantir co-founder calls for return of public hangings to show masculine leadership in America. If I'm in charge later, we won't have just a 3 strikes law. We will quickly try and hang men after 3 violent crimes, Lonsdale wrote on X, right? It says, okay. Man, they always want to charge you for some fucking reading. Hold on, let me pull up another article, Salakia. Always trying to charge you for fucking news, man. Let me get a better article, bear with me. Okay. All right, Newsweek. Here's another one, right? Newsweek, billionaire wants to bring back public executions, right? Let's see what this says. The billionaire co-founder of data analytics and software giant Palantir has called for the U.S. to bring back public hangings for repeat violent offenders. Joe Lonsdale defended open-air executions in a series of posts on X, saying their reintroduction would be an example of, quote, masculine leadership the country is sorely lacking, right? If I'm in charge later, we won't just have a 3 strikes law. We will quickly try to hang men after 3 violent crimes. And yes, we will do it in public to deter others. All right, so they're saying they're gonna execute people in public to deter others from committing crimes. Right? They're gonna set the precedence, the standard, right? He wrote, quote, our society needs balance. It's time to bring back masculine leadership to protect our most vulnerable. All right? Why it matters. Public executions have disappeared in the U.S. by the end of the 1930s, after outrage prompted legal reforms that moved capital punishment behind prison walls. So who's the face of public execution? You Jakes, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and Hispanics. All right? So they're calling to start hanging niggas again. You got to read between the lines, right? Lonsdale called to revive the practice stems from a belief that violent crime in the U.S. has spiraled out of control, all right? Because we live in a time, as it tells us, let me get a scripture real quick. This is Matthew 24 and verse 12. Red letter Yahushua speaking, Matthew 24 and 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So we live in a time where society is at its worst, man. All right, people are fueled with demonic spirits. All right, they're disconnected with reality. People are in tune with demons, man. So the society that we live in now is definitely at its lowest. So this is why they're calling it to bring back these public executions, right? Let's read some more. And we'll wrap this up, this article here. So it says Lonsdale's call to revive the practice stems from a belief that violent crime in the U.S. has spiraled out of control. While regional figures vary, Salakia. Put this back up, Salakia. Right? It says Lonsdale called to revive the practice stems from a belief that violent crime in the U.S. has spiraled out of control. While regional figures vary, such crimes have declined markedly from a peak in the early 1990s, and the nationwide rates have fallen to a near historic lows in recent years, according to data from the FBI. All right, and this is what the guy looks like. All right. Straight devil, right? It says what to know. Lonsdale founded Palantir in 2003 alongside with the entrepreneurs Peter Thiel and Stephen Cohen and Nathan Gettings and Alex Karp is current CEO and boasts a net worth around $3.6 billion per the latest Forbes estimate. It says Lonsdale defense of public executions emerged in an X thread discussing Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who on Friday bragged about a, quote, narco boat strike he said was carried out because of the wishes of Turning Point USA spokesman Andrew Colvett. Quote, this is very grotesque, wrote journalist Claire Lehman, and I get it that sometimes hard men need to do ugly things, but if you're going to do this, don't broadcast it, don't brag about it, FSS, whatever that means, all right? And that's the point. You know, we ain't gonna read the whole thing. So again, talks of public executions. All right, real quick. This is James. I was thinking about that. All right, this is James. Real quick, was it James? The first chapter. Bear with me. All right, this is James. This is James chapter 2 and verse 5. It says, hearken, my beloved brethren, have not the Most High chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom, which he have promised to them that love him. All right? And the poor, it represents you Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and Hispanics, man, starting with the elect, the poor of this world. Verse 6, my point. James 2 and 6, but you have despised the poor. Do not rich men oppress you. All right. So most of my lessons lately, we've been getting on the this technocratic society, the elites. All right. Them pushing this AI narrative, the forwarding of the beast. All right. It said that do not rich men oppress you. And who is the who is in the forefront of this new digital oppression that's coming to pass? It's these technocrats, all right, the billionaires, the trillionaires, right? And this is what they're talking about. But you have despised the poor, do not rich men oppress you and draw you before the judgment seats. What did we just read here? We read about how these billionaires are all on board of bringing back public executions, all right, guillotines, as I brought out what Trump was talking about, hangings, firing squad, the guillotine. Okay, all these things are coming. And who are they aimed at? The Israelites. All right, this is what he was talking about. The three, what do you say, the repeat offenders, repeat violent offenders. That's as of lately, what have we been seeing? All right, we've been seeing both the Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom in the forefront of all the murders and the crimes that's going on right now. Motherfuckers getting stabbed, right? So Jake is being put in that bad light for this reason. Okay? Remember, we're in the midst of Jacob's trouble right now. Okay? So I'm bringing this out because it's only intensifying, man, as we talk about the persecution. All right? You know, we did a few lessons going into how they're going to manipulate the AI and have brothers doing stuff that wasn't them, you know, show a brother doing some type of crime, or, you know, to bring forth that slander and that persecution to justify himself, you know. But again, James 2 and 6, but you have despised the poor, do not rich men oppress you, and draw you before the judgment seats. Do not they blaspheme that worthy name by which you are called, right? This is why they call us the black Hebrews. They call us niggas and, you know, spics and all these derogatory names, right? Now I'm just thinking out loud, you know, rolling in the spirit in no particular order, right? But the point that I'm stressing is that it's definitely about to go down. All right, this is Psalm 94 in verse 20. And it reads, it says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law, right? And everything that they bring to pass is through their wicked laws and decrees. Isaiah the 10th chapter, all right? Which frameth mischief by a law. right? And the law soon to come is that it's going to be is pretty much free reign on the Israelites, man. All right, public executions, firing squads, guillotines, right? What's it called? Where you don't have no right to trial. What's the name? It was a habeas corpus or something like that, right? These are the things that they're rolling out. All right. It says, verse 21. Salakia. Turn the heat off. It's getting hot. All right. It says, reading on, Psalms 94 and 19, in the multitude, Psalms 94 and 20, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law. Verse 21. They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. Yeah, that's Jake. All right. All of these laws and decrees that are coming to pass, they're all set up to come against our people. All right. They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. See, verse 22. But the Lord Yahweh Shai is my defense, and my power is in the rock of my refuge, right? Verse 23, and he shall bring upon them their own iniquity, and shall cut them off in their own wickedness. Yea, the Lord, Yahweh Shai, our power, shall cut them off, right? So, again, you know, I wanted to bring this out, okay, to show you the times that we're entering into, man. All right, every day is getting more intense, all right? Jake is under the scope right now, man, because we're in the midst of Jacob's trouble, right? Bear with me. I thought I had another one I wanted to add in here. Bear with me 1 second. All right. Bear with me. Yeah. Let me finish this out, and then we'll go back to it. So back to what I was reading earlier about Trump and the death penalty. Right? So I'll read it all the way through. So it says, past reports from 2023 indicated that Trump had privately mused about bringing back executions by firing squads, hangings, and the guillotine, and had also discussed the idea of group or televised executions, administration actions. During his first term, the Trump administration carried out 13 federal executions in its final months, the most in over a century, breaking with a 130-year-old precedent of pausing executions during a presidential transition. Second term plans in January 2025, upon returning to office, Trump issued an executive order to, quote, restore the death penalty and protect public safety, and has called for the death penalty for all murderers in Washington, D.C., and for individuals who commit certain violent crimes. All right, so again, who's the face of crime right now? Jake. All right, the whole drug cartel, the things that's going on with the Northern Kingdom, them deporting gang members and all these people that so-called infiltrated Babylon under Biden's term, okay, murderers, all right, and these stories have been out here, man, horrific stories of Jake chopping bodies up, everything, man. We ain't got to get all into it, but Esau is ready to come after Jake, because we've been warning, we've been seeing the deportation, the shit that's going on in Charlotte, all over the earth, all over America, all right, ICE, all of that, okay? This is Revelation. All right. It's about to get crazy, man. Revelation, this is Revelation 12. Let's get that real quick. All right, Revelation 12 and verse, I gotta get it out my sword, Salakia, out of my phone. Pages are ripped up. Bear with me, let me pull it up. Revelation 12 and 10, it says, and I heard with a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. All right, and Esau is regarded as the accuser of the brethren. All right, so he's going to come with the slander. He's going to come with the false narrative. He's going to use the AI. All right, he's going to generate a fucking image, a video. All right, that's going to try to get bros jammed up. All right, to try to smear your name. Okay, this is what he's going to do. We see it all coming. Right? For the accuser of our brethren was cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. Right? So again, just bringing it back full circle, going in certain brothers being martyrs for the word. All right? As both Trump and the CEO, the co-founder of Palantir, they're both saying the same thing. So if them two are saying the same thing, Trump and the co-founder of Palantir, how much more the rest of these technocrats, man? They're all on board. Palantir, Gideon, and I think it's called NVIDIA, something like that. Hey, these are all military weapons. This is how he's going to have the ability to watch everybody in real time, to monitor your habits, you know, where your routes and where you travel, where you live. You know, this is him, right? I read it again, Revelation 12 and 11, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of the testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death, right? Verse 12, therefore rejoice, you heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. So again, this all ties into that wrath that's coming. All right, Esau knows his time is short. His kingdom is over with. All right, every day he's being exposed for another fucking corruption type scandal. You know, the inner workings of Babylon are constantly being revealed. All right, his so-called MAGA movement, cabinet, all of that shit is falling apart. Right wing, you know, the right wing, left wing, they all work for the tiny tops. You know, the tiny tops are being expelled, and they're being dismissed from all these different countries. Man, people don't want to deal with them. They're being cut out of deals. They're being isolated. All right, so again, this devil knows that he only has but a short time. So he's getting ready to ramp up the sword. This is all part of the horns that we've been warning you Israelites about, that we're seeing. They're bragging about bringing it back a public execution. All right, firing squads and all that other shit, right? Revelation 3, okay? Revelation 2 and 10, red letter, Yahushua speaking. Revelation 2 and 2 and 10, it says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Right, so that time is coming, man. As I always bring out Ephesians the 6th chapter, we got to be fully equipped as we enter into this spiritual war. All right, it's time to put on the whole armor. All right, this devil is coming with the full power of the left hand. All right, the miracles, the lying wonders, the witchcraft. Okay, the AI, the manipulation of videos and pictures, all types of shit, man. Okay, they matter of fact, let me pull out this too. That's what it was. It was it was about Trump. Bear with me. It was about Trump getting rid of the undesirables, right? That was another thing too, just to add in there. They're showing that this time is going to be epic, man. It's a time of trouble, like no other. Hold on one second. Undesirables. Bear with me. Yeah, it has something to do with the immigration policies and getting rid of the undesirables and all of that. Yeah, here we go. Here's a quick AI overview. It says the term undesirables in context of Trump's policies often refers to immigrants and groups that the administration targeted as part of its immigration enforcement strategy, right? And they're going to use the Palantir to do that. It's going to go, as we talked about, it's going to go beyond so-called immigration. It's going to go to Americans that are not in line with the on what the administration is trying to do. All right, that are against the narratives that the president is trying to push. All right, it says the administration targeted as part of its immigration enforcement strategy. This rhetoric has been criticized for dehumanizing individuals in seeking asylum and contributing to a broader narrative of exclusion. All right, bear with me. I was just looking at it earlier. Lord willing, I'll find it later and bring it back out, man. You know, we'll go back through these same articles again, but I just wanted to put that out there to show you that it's about to get real, Jake. All right? Public executions, hangings, firing squads, guillotines, right? Time like no other, man. Real fast, and we'll wrap this up. And I got to get back to what I was doing. Matthew 24, and let that be that. Matthew 24 and verse 22, it says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days should be shortened. That's why 2026 could be the year, man. All right, war, civil unrest, plagues, pestilence, societal breakdown, economic collapse. Things are rapidly moving. And these days are being shortened for the elect's sake. All right? Verse 21. I'm sorry, I should have read 21 first, but we'll read it now. Verse 21. And for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. So again, the end time prophecies, Jacob's trouble, all hell breaking loose, right? Exactly. Yep, the grid might go down this winter. Exactly. And you gotta consider that too, because of the AI. The AI, they said the AI is drinking all the water, right? I read about it. They said the AI is drinking all the water, and it is requiring all the energy from the power grid, man. And this weak power grid that we're under can't sustain all this upgraded AI that's going out right now, man. So it's pulling from an already fractured system. All right, so anything can fucking happen. This is what we're trying to tell you, man. Okay? Get it through your minds, man. Ain't no peace coming. It ain't getting better, man. It's time to hunker down and prepare to go through the straight gate, man. You know? So that's pretty much the main point, all right? Again, public executions, all right, from the co-founder of Palantir. Let me just show it again and we'll wrap it up. God damn, my tabs be closing. Right? Let me see. Did I close it out? Yeah, so anyway, but y'all saw it. But yeah, that's pretty much the point, man. So hey, stay tuned, man. Prophecies happening, coming to pass every day, man. All right. So hey, close it up by giving all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Hey, Shalom.